Hello my friends and welcome back. It's Thursday, so happy Thursday to you. One day more to survive this week. Everybody has been freaking out about Russian flotilla or 5 warships, clusters of 5 warships entering Cuban ports. Although this is a very routinely thing they do, because Russia and Cuba have long-lasting relationships going back to the Soviet times, when Cuba only survived because of the Soviet Union. And now they kind of isn't surviving because Russia is not supporting them that much anymore as the Soviet Union did. They still have a semi-close relationship, and Russian warships do visit Cuba because that is a way to piss United States off without United States really doing much about it. I mean, these 5 Russian ships this time were as close as 30 nautical miles from the Florida coast, which is international waters, but as close as they have ever been to the United States shoreline in the last 2 to 3 years. So I understand that everybody is freaking out. Oh, World War III, nuclear submarines close to American coast. My friends, it's 5 ships. What can they do with 5 ships? The United States Navy operates 100 ships around the world every day. NATO is drilling with 50 plus warships. Massive exercises are underway, planned in Asia. Russia sent a frigate, Saab, oiler, tug to the Caribbean. Doesn't have a single carrier operational. We are not concerned. Russia's deployments are part of routine naval activity, which pose no direct threat to the United States. That's the official stance, and I also believe it. But people are freaking out, especially some of these, pro-Russian people who live in the US, like, oh, Russia is coming, their fleet is here, liberate us. Russian-only aircraft carrier Admiral Kuznetsov has been in repairs for the last, 15 years, because it's impossible to keep it running without many tugboats and service boats next to it all the time, otherwise it would just sink probably. The transit imposes significant costs on the Russian Navy, which faces challenges in maintaining readiness, conducting deployments with an aging fleet. Russian naval visits to Cuba are not unusual, having taken place every year between 2013 and 2020. The Russian flotilla was met by 3 United States Navy guided missile destroyers and 1 United States Coast Guard cutter and a Canadian frigate. And this United States response and Canadian response would be enough to sink these 5 Russian ships, although it's not going to go there ever. But people are really overestimating Russian power. Calling this a Russian power projection onto the United States coastline. Power projection, my friends, is this. Look at this. This is the only naval power projection there is, apart from Ukrainian maritime drones. But this is an aircraft carrier with a task force around it. This is how you project power. Naval power and air power around it, with bombers and fighters and everything that the aircraft carriers have. This is true firepower. Russia does not have that. They don't have a working aircraft carrier that can survive 50 kilometers from the port. America, United States has. This is what it looks like. Those Russian 5 boats, someone call them boats, next to Florida is not a power projection. What do you think you see, my friends? This chart here, what do you think it is? Is it the Russian economy? Is it Gazprom? Is it Moscow Stock Exchange? Yes, you're right. This is the stock price of the Moscow Stock Exchange. Yesterday, it was announced that from today, 13th of June, United States, another packet of sanctions by the United States will take effect. This is not just any sanctions. These are very tough ones. And Moscow Stock Exchange, the stock exchange of the entire Russian country, is among those being sanctioned. So today, Moscow Stock Exchange announced that all trading with euro and dollar will be suspended, meaning a total crash on the Moscow Stock Exchange. Yes, I can say it without any clickbait. Moscow Stock Exchange, as of now at least, has crashed. It might climb back up tomorrow, but it's a bad day for them. Now, it's not only stock exchange. This signifies a much bigger picture than meets the eye. The Moscow Stock Exchange suspends trading in dollars and euros due to the new United States sanctions, a return to the 1990s. This applies to all markets where currencies, stocks and precious metals are usually exchanged. Already this signaled a bank run in Moscow and all of Russia actually. A bank run is when people, like a lot of people, most of the people go to the bank in panic or fear and trying to withdraw a lot of money all at once. As we all know, banks don't physically actually have the money that we're supposed to have in those banks. I think they have like 10, 20, 30% of that money only physically present. So if there is a bank run and the money is withdrawn and other people don't get the money anymore because it's just run out, because the money doesn't really exist, then people get really angry. Then the panic spreads and then people start selling. And that's when the stock goes boom, knocked out cold. So there is a bank run right now in Moscow. Everybody trying to get dollars, withdraw dollars because you cannot get them tomorrow. And the prices of dollars tomorrow is from this day, always going to be more expensive than yesterday. So this is the line. They're trying to get dollars. Now, people who run banks in Russia, they probably remember the 90s and early 2000s, and this is how it went. The mafia ran the state. Strongest currency was the dollar in Russia. Yes, if you were somebody doing important stuff, you always paid in cash, in dollars, in just bags of dollars. That's what you did. If you were a millionaire, you had to be a dollar millionaire, otherwise you were worth nothing. So it's going back to that. Dollar was everything, USD. Now, the banks, knowing they cannot trade the official course in the world market for dollar and ruble anymore, they can make their own prices since it's totally decoupled from the world economy. So from today, we already see what Russian banks are deciding to do with this. They are selling $1 at 200 rubles. Officially, it's worth close to 100. They're selling it at 200 because they make the prices, because nobody can trade anyway on the international markets, because now Russia has completely been decoupled from the international stock market and international currencies. So 200 rubles per dollar, and people are actually buying that. This is the massive loss of wealth for the Russian people and also Russia in general, this decision to stop trading in dollars. What some people are saying, and these pro-Russian people in the West are saying, okay, BRICS is taking over. Dollar takes a huge hit because Moscow is not trading in dollar anymore. Oh, this is the end of the dollar as the global dominant currency. No, my friends. Dollar is way too strong, way too stable, way too efficient to be exchanged with anything else. BRICS, Brazil, India, Russia, China and South Africa, those countries supposed to create an alternative currency to the United States dollar, which they want to create a unified currency, that's the idea at least, which is based on gold. Now, that would take on the dollar and actually push it out, and they would take over. First of all, I'm gonna hit you with extremely stupid but true arguments. Nobody likes those countries, first of all. Second of all, nobody likes their currencies. Third of all, their culture is not worldwide. World spread. Their cinema is not world spread. Their currency is not world spread. You cannot just exchange a money and leave out all of these other things. There's so much more to the United States dollar and its rules-based order on the world that we all follow than just the dollar. And if the BRICS wants to phase it out, there is so much more they have to phase out. It's not gonna go without a fight, and they will lose that fight. They already have. I already see the comments of, Rehi spreading propaganda. Why are you watching if you don't like? I enjoy it. Check this out. I will read it to you now. I will read also because I had a lot of fun researching for this topic, because it's truly entertaining. I should have popcorn, I don't, unfortunately. BRICS countries are starting a gold-backed currency to compete with the dollar. The Saudi Arabia and the United States petrodollar pact ends after 50 years. Oh no. Now, Russia's Moscow Stock Exchange officially suspends all trading in United States dollars and euros. If the United States dollar loses its status as the global reserve currency, the USA will be in for a rude awakening. The weaponization of the dollar needs to stop. Oh no, no. I've spoken to some economics in the United States when I did my North American tour, and they really explained it to me what the dollar really is. It's not just the United States currency, it's the basis of the entire rules-based order of the world. Entire international trading system is based on that stability. It's not just the currency, it is the entire system. It is the foundation of the entire Western world economy. You might laugh at me and say, oh, Artur, you stupid, it's not dollar. We have euros, we have Great Britain pounds, we have Swedish kroners. I stand with my sentence. After listening to all of the explanations, United States dollar is not just money. It is the foundation of the world order we have right now. And I know BRICS is trying to change that. They want to change that. But they are dependent on that very same world order. Half of the BRICS countries' economies gets their income because of this current world order. So it is a bit funny if you look into it. The dollar is not going anywhere. Russia's Rosbank is preventing clients from logging in. There is total financial chaos right now in Russia. Russian banks are trying to prevent people from withdrawing all of their savings to prevent bank runs, of course, and this is why they just take down the websites for a few days to not allow people to log in, not to do a bank run. The thing is, if there is fearful times in the society and you want to get some security, you log into your bank to get your money, and the bank says, sorry, we're off, cannot get your money. I know it's yours, but you cannot get it, sorry. How do you feel? And the Swan Lake is right here. You know what the Swan Lake signals? Russian banks hope to avert big bank runs as people are lining up. United States new sanctions are killing the ruble. Also, if people look at the ruble, officially it's like 91 rubles per $1. It doesn't have any connection with reality. Russia is not connected to any live trading of the ruble in the United States, and now the Moscow Stock Exchange is also decoupled, not trading, suspended trading. This means this official price has no connection to reality. The official price is what we see, what people actually use to buy dollars in Russia, and that is 200 rubles. That is what Russian banks are selling them for now, after this new packet of sanctions hit. 200 rubles per $1. That is the price of ruble. It will never show in the official, if you Google, it will never show on that chart. But that's the reality. It was the same in the 90s. The real price differed almost 100% from the price online or the official price by the West. Also, I would like to see a person who says now that sanctions are not working. Russian people think they are. Gazprom Bank is down. Following Rosbank, Gazprom Bank is also preventing clients from logging in. Damn, this is spreading like wildfire. Only 12 hours in this new packet of sanctions and Russia is in chaos. The Russian banks are seeking to prevent a digital run on the banks as clients are seeking to withdraw all of their deposits. Connection timed out. Yeah, they are shutting down their websites to prevent people from moving their funds out of fear. People are panicking. If you are somebody who lived through the 90s in Russia, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, ex-Soviet countries, I don't have to explain anything to you. If you didn't, you can never understand this. This signals, it's a one step closer to this period. It signals the return of this period. People were shot on the streets daily, and it was worse than the United States ever has been, believe me. If it goes back to it, people remember it, there will be hunger, ruble will lose all of its value, dollar will be the unofficial currency of the Russian Federation. You know what's funny about this? People who support BRICS are saying that United States dollar will be dethroned from the global currency. But in the 90s, when Russia had its ruble, they were not in the Soviet Union anymore, they were Russia, people only wanted to hold dollars. Only dollars, because they are stable. Let's take Chinese yuan, for example. Chinese yuan, export and import and all of the prices, they're set by the Communist Party. They're not set by global trade. They are set by the party. It's connected to the party. You cannot trust this kind of currency which is not set by demand, not by open market. A dollar is set by open market. So even in China, wealthy people want to keep a huge portion of their wealth in dollars. Now, if you want to change this system, why do all the rich people in Russia want to keep their wealth in dollars? Cannot change that so fast. All right, my friends, I'm going to move on from this topic, but I just want, as you can see, I had a lot of fun with this. It's chaos in Russia right now, financial chaos. Billions are pouring. I'm going to predict in the span of the next 48 hours, over 10 billion is going to exit Russia. Money, dollars, wealth is just going to be transferred to international bank accounts, because in Russia, if you're screwed if you keep that money there. Huge portion of wealth will exit in a few days. But now, Poland has now received both Saab 340 AWACS, and it is the first of such capabilities in the Polish Air Force. They never had it, never had an AWACS plane. It costs 60 million USD. The radar system cover is 450 kilometers, and it will offer the country new capabilities it never had. Now, United States AWACS, we all know it has the circular radar on top of it, looks quite cool, and it is the symbol of air power projection by the United States, just all-seeing aircraft. But the Poland bought Saab 340 AWACS plane, which is significantly cheaper. Also, it has a little quirk, or it's a negative quirk actually. Since its radar is like, now my friends, this is what it looks like. It doesn't have a circular dome, it has like a long one. So, the negative quirk about this plane doesn't really matter, it works the same, but in the short run, literally, it has a dead zone directly behind it and in front of the plane with a 120-degree zonal scan on either side of the airframe. Meaning it will scan on left and right side like boom and boom, but not to the front and back. It will cover those areas by the 120 degrees that will spread in the long run. So immediately right in front of it, it cannot really see. But it's not going to be an issue, it's just like one weird negative quirk about it. Anyway, Polish Air Force has their first AWACS plane. Now, my friends, I bring to you a fighter, actually new commander of the 83 Air Assault Brigade of the Russian Federation. This is Russian Air Assault, meaning semi-special forces fighting in Ukraine, one of the more elite forces. Air Assault guys always are, designniks. This is a new commander because the old one got injured. Let's see what he has to say. Call sign Fixa Vesnin Oleg Nikolaevich, no birds yet. We are sitting, resting, hiding. We don't know where to run. My badge number is AV067865, Ussurisk Military Unit, 83rd Assault Brigade, Desantnik. Oh yeah. Elite forces right here, my friends. Russian elite forces. I'm appealing that we can't take it anymore. 3 days without food, water, no support. Hey, this is an elite brigade. What do you mean you cannot feed them? What? Is Russia losing this fight? Oh, wow. Surprise. I took over the commander's responsibility. The commander is wounded. Miaznik Butcher. Oh my god. Okay, so Miaznik is like butcher, yes, but Miasa is meat in Russian. Miaznik is like the meater, the guy who does meat stuff with meat, raw meat cutter. And Russia uses meat assaults. So Miaznik is really bad name for a commander. Miaznik is wounded. Are you okay, butcher? I can't, I'm exhausted. I'm very thirsty. The third one fell behind. He bled out. Called sign Fara. Probably dead. Oh no. There are guys lying behind us too. I saw 5 wounded, 4 dead, all mangled. Nobody's looking for anybody. I don't know what to do next. I can't walk, but I want to live. We'll surrender. That's enough. Oh, that is the wisest sentence coming out of this dude's mouth so far. Surrender. Yes, you will save your life, might save your family's life. Also, you can call home from Ukrainian captivity and you get 3 meals a day. In the Russian army, as we can see, no food for 3 days. You want 3 hot meals a day? Nice warm place in the Ukrainian prison. That's what provides it. Maybe we will be able to live a bit longer. There's no other choice. No ammunition, nothing. I'm very thirsty. Man, if anyone sees this, don't even think about signing contracts. Something's buzzing again. I don't think anyone in Russia will see this though. This information never shared in Russian channels. If Russian soldiers are honest like this, only we share it. So, that's how it is. What are you gonna do? They will find out once they go to Ukraine. Something's buzzing again. It's like a kamikaze drone. It's like, oh, fuck, the kamikaze drones are here again. We don't know if this commander, new commander, is alive or not. If he really did surrender, he is alive and being fed. Probably, if he didn't surrender, I can tell you he's dead. These Ukrainian drones, they are efficient. Look at this dude. Everybody loves him. The leader of the Hur, Budanov, Kirill Budanov. He's not just speaking beautiful language of Ukraine. He is actually stating right now that Russians have moved, according to his information, and he has some good information, have moved S-500 to Crimea. Did you notice anything odd about this sentence? I didn't say S-400, S-300, S-500. What is S-500? I'm going to good old Wikipedia to give you some answers, because we don't need much more than a few sentences. Unit cost 2.5 billion United States dollars. Produced 2021 to present. Numbers of systems built. One S-500 regiment in service. Oh boy. So Crimea has been like a turkey shoot for attackers. They have struck every anti-aircraft capability Russia has in that peninsula. Now Russia is like, okay, you want to fight? Gloves off, and they move S-500 there. It's gonna be a juicy target. Damn. In service 16th of September to 2021 is the newest air defense system, not only in Russia, one of the newest in the world actually, this S-500. S-400 export price is 1 billion. This S-500, 2.5 billion. Ooh, how... For that money, you can keep many brigades, yes, many land brigades running for quite a lengthy period of time. And this is S-500 Prometheus, but it's also known in Russian as, check this out, it's such a meme, as 550 R6M Triumphator, Triumphator. It's like the thing that makes triumphs. Triumphator. My God, it's stupid. So stupid. Okay. Anyway, keep an eye out in Crimea to see a huge explosion. And next day, see first S-500 lost. I'm looking forward to this. I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna open a beer if I see this, because this is gonna be beautiful. Talking about extremely expensive and new systems that will be destroyed, this one actually already was. S-500, that's gonna happen in the future. But the SSO hit the newest communications station of the Russians, R401GM, for the first time in the history of war. The complex was put into service only in 2018. The mobile station is designed to increase the efficiency of radio relay communications in the field. One of the latest developments which entered service with the SSO inflicted fire damage on the enemy's target. In the Armenian infantry, the rule is very simple. If it has big antennas, it is the target. It is number one target. Strike anything with antennas. Doesn't have antennas, if it's a tank, ignore it, because it doesn't really matter. Antennas, you need to destroy them. This is a damn antenna. It is the biggest antenna in the world. And I don't even want to know the price. These things in Russia tend to be very expensive. So I will not shed a tear, but I enjoy it. Russia and Putin has this CSTO, Collective Security Treaty Organization, which is, you can see on the map, all the countries of Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Armenia, Belarus, Tajikistan. All these countries are like in a pact that if one of us is attacked, we will defend them. It's like a copycat of NATO. All only with a slight change that it doesn't really work. Because Armenia has been in an armed conflict like 5 times in the fact that it has been in CSTO and nobody helped it. Kazakhstan had public riots and Russia nearly invaded it in 2021. I mean, it just doesn't work. It's a copycat of NATO. It doesn't work. Now, Armenia officially, the Prime Minister Pashinyan officially stated that they will leave CSTO. This is huge. This is people running away, rats fleeing the sinking ship. That's what I wanted to say. CSTO, Russia is the sinking ship, and by extension CSTO. So Armenia is running away from it. Big change. Russia loses one of the countries projecting its power, meaning also that Armenia will not allow Russian bases on its territory anymore. Big FU to Putin's face by Armenia. And now, my friends, to end, I just want to read you what I actually believe. Some people think I spread propaganda. Hey, I live how I believe. I believe this. I go to Ukraine, Kyiv 7 times already, fundraised, talking to soldiers. Half of them are dead now. And this is what I believe. I read it to you. Russia has lost the war in Ukraine. Its strategic objectives have been shredded. Crimea is not safe for the Black Sea. Crimea is not safe for the Black Sea Fleet or any major military installation. NATO has been expanded by Finland and Sweden joining, very significant in terms of control of land and sea areas. The Russian army has been proven to be pretty much a clown show, a lot of them, but not very effective. Most of Russia's professional army is pushing up sunflowers. Most of its modern, by Russian standards, equipment is gone. There is no prospect for the Russians to conquer Ukraine at this point, and it's unclear that it can take up any major city as long as Ukraine has ammunition. Russia is isolated internationally as never before. Sanctions of some form will continue as long as it occupies parts of Ukraine. The diversion of liquidity and manpower to the military will have lasting negative impacts. No Russian war aims have been achieved. Yeah, that is a very important sentence here. Everyone who is pro-Russia, I see these comments like, oh, Artur, you brainwashed NATO puppet. Russia has had many goals of this war. They have stated many goals of this war. Denazification of Ukraine, occupation of all of Ukraine, change the government of Ukraine, stop the expansion of NATO, stop Ukraine from joining the EU. NATO expanded. Ukraine is free. Ukraine was never a Nazi, but has Russia officially denazified Ukraine? They have... then there was capturing the 4 annexed oblasts. Then there was capturing Donetsk, which they cannot do. So all of the goals Russians themselves, one by one, have stated as the goals, which were less than before, have still failed. Ukraine grows stronger every month with expanded conscription and more modern Western weapons. Russia can keep throwing cannon fodder into the front, but without any significant tactical impact. 2 clowns, very sad, making sad Russian clown noises on this photo, you can see. This is what I believe, my friends. Really what I believe. And what I see also with my research, talking to the soldiers, talking to commanders, going to Kyiv, this is my reality. Maybe it just makes you understand more why I do this channel. I believe it. I'm just saying what I believe. And now, my friends, what I also believe is thanking the Buy Me a Coffee monthly members in a very gruesome way. I have a very horrible way for it. If you don't know, if you're new to the channel, I'm going to butcher new monthly members' names with my Estonian pronunciation. It is brutal. So if you cannot handle gory videos, click away now. At Driger Greve, Dug, Oscar Ramos. Hey, I know your name for years back. Trent Hathavai. Colonel Mann, Terry Young, Talmage McCauliker, Larry Allen Weaver, Jackson Lege, and Tim Winfield. Thank you to all of the supporters. You gotta become a monthly member for me to butcher your name, but I'll do it. I swear to God, I'll do it. Don't you? Until my next video, my friends, which is tomorrow, so be back. Subscribe and subscribe some more. Press the bell notification. Until tomorrow, my friends. Slava Ukraini, and bye-bye.